point I'm trying to make is that I started watching YouTube, you know, as my form of television, and I started watching. Some people would say like some crazy stuff that I didn't really agree with. I thought they were just like lying, or maybe they were jealous or something. I don't know how to explain it, and I'm not even like at the point where this guy was that I'm about to say. But so when he started gaining traction, right? He started gaining like his subscribers went up through the roof, and I remember. So I watched him when he had nobody, when he just started, because something he was like kind of famous. Good morning. 10 minutes to 7. I think it's Wednesday morning. I'm just waking up. I wanted to come on here and talk about what's been going on. Again, that's all I could do. I can't play music here. So I've been trying to figure out what to do to be able to do that, and I still haven't found out what I need to do. The only other option that I know of now is to play on a different platform. That allows me to play. They have the same type of policy. Except that they actually allow you to play live, but the video after, they'll mute parts of it that comes back as copyright, and that's fine, as long as I can play, right, and I could still do my thing, and then you guys could listen. Again, I'm not here to make any money. I'm not in it for any of that. I'm here for one reason only. My girlfriend, like I said, my girlfriend, her name was Juana. She passed away. When she passed away, I was devastated. It was sudden. It was tragic, and I was, for the first time in my life, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what to do. The days that followed, I was just like going through the motion. I was just, I was in a living nightmare. I was just like, wow. I was like, this August will be 2 years. So I didn't have DJ equipment. I didn't have anything, I was just, I was with her. You know what I mean? She was everything. We were happy. We were, um, man, it was an unbelievable relationship. I could never even imagine. I could never even imagine. My whole life, from 50 years old, I've been in several relationships in my life, and each one of them always ended horribly, most of the time where I was like, mostly it was my fault, whatever. I'm not going to even get into that. But I met this woman, right? Finally, I get sober. I get sober after all of that. 20 years of that life, hell of a life. And it was almost like God placed her in my life. She was incredible. She was just, I couldn't believe it. I would just look at her and I'd be like, wow, remarkable, extraordinary woman. Hardworking. I never seen such a hardworking person in my life. Dedicated, caring, loving person. Selfless. It was contagious. It was a smile. It was just like. So anyway, I went to sleep one night on a Saturday, and I said good night, like I did every night. And I woke up on Sunday morning, and I called her like I did every day. Only this day she was gone. She passed away in her sleep from a heart attack. So that was in August of 2022. September, October, November, December, Christmas, the first Christmas without her, right? I remember I was, from the moment I first heard, I was like, no, no, you know, what else could I say? Like, no, I wasn't accepting that reality. It was too much to accept, you know what I mean? It was just like, no way. What? No. And that got me through the day. No. My boss, stay home. No. What do you mean stay home? Why? I gotta work. I gotta stay busy. I was gonna lose my mind. And then so, I just kept going. So each day that passed, I started seeking therapy. I went to therapy, which was something I would never have done in my life. Never believed in therapy. Never was raised in a way where like we don't, you don't you deal with life. Life is hard. You deal with it. Whatever. You don't have to talk about your feelings. You don't need to talk about your feelings. And that's not the right way to be. By the way, I found that out because that's damaging in itself. So around March of the next year, I I I decided I was going to start DJing. I went to my buddy. He had these two controllers for the DJ software Tractor. He said, "Take them. Good luck." I came home. I sat at this table. I had this laptop. I set it all up, and it started. The other day, I seen my first video because you get memories on Facebook. First, I was doing it on Facebook. I wasn't doing it on YouTube, and so You always get those memories on Facebook. 1 year ago on this day, or like, because I document everything, even her and I's relationship. I have hundreds and thousands of pictures and videos of like just the regular times that we went out. We were together, sitting on the park bench. I couldn't believe the love I found. I just wanted to document it. It was so special. And so I was watching myself DJ for the first time in March of last year, and where I am now compared to then, within just a year, with the equipment alone, I invested like $10,000 so far. I quit my job. I've had it with my job for years, so I don't want to do that job, and I was able to quit and still maintain. Like I had the opportunity to quit. I generated enough money that I could go for a few months if I wanted to try to do something else. And as the DJing was getting better, and I always had this hope, that it would take off and I could do that for once in my life. Finally, do what you love. I always dreaded work, construction, labor, hard work. I got a phone call. I always dreaded work. Um, I've been blessed. I've had like some of the best union jobs in New York City a person could have. Just at least I'm extremely grateful for everything in my life. You know, um, I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, I'm a big believer. Like I'm a person who believes that can do what he wants if he wanted to. I'm a firm believer in that. You could do anything that you want, anything, if you put your mind to it. You could be anything. You are not your past. Your past does not define you. Anything is possible. Everything is possible. To an extent. My first thought after I said that is, I can't bring her back to life. That's not possible. But that's not what I mean. But that's how important she was to me. Everything, she's the most important. She will always be. No matter who I'm with in the future, I won't allow it. I won't allow her to die. She's still here. She's with me now. I've learned to have a spiritual relationship with her. I talk to her as if she was here. I hear her voice in my head as if she was talking to me. I could see her little smile and the way she looks to look at me. I almost to the point where I miss her, but not not as bad anymore because like I feel like she's here. I feel close to her again. I've accepted it. I went through the grieving process. And I think, I don't know. Because I'm like, I'm okay, you know? At first I was not okay. So I don't know. Can only go by how I feel. Um, so I'm streaming live on Facebook, and at first it was just a way for me to find some kind of joy out of all of that nightmare that was happening. And it worked. You know, I went from devastation to like I remember like feeling. I would come on. I would go. My friends would come on. I'd have 10. In the beginning, I remember the first live I went. There was 25 people because people were excited for me. Everybody knew what had happened to me, and my friends, they love me. They support me. So, and I was the star. You know, everyone's up there, and you know, I always had good music. I'm a collector of good music. That's all I could say. I um I love the music from the first time I stepped into it. Well, not even. When I was 5 years old, my mother bought me a Fisher Price record player, and we had um in the living room in the coffee table, and you know had the like a cabinet, and it opened up this cabinet, and it would hundreds of 45 records fall out of the cabinet because they were just thrown in there, and there was hundreds of them. So you'd have to like push them in and close the door because unless you straighten them out, but because there was so many, every time you listen to them or you'd go through them, if me and my brother or sister or my mother even was lazy, just throw it in there and just shut the door. So here I come, I'm opening the door and they come falling out. Some of them are scratched or whatever. And I would sit there for hours, 5 years old, and that was my entertainment. I wanted to listen to this music. And I was 5 years old in 1979, and we had 45 records from current music of that time and before. There was like Motown. I remember there were Motown records, um, rhythm and blues, every single genre you could think of. And I remember listening to like Kenny Rogers' "Lady." I used to love that song. If anybody knows what that is, it's probably one of the more popular songs in history. I would listen to that on repeat. I'd always put the needle back on the record and "Lady, you're my love." From that to like Bruce Springsteen. I don't think he was out yet. But who's the other guy? Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond. Blondie. Blondie, I remember having that record, listening to that one. Call me anytime, you can call me anytime. And I always loved music, almost as if I believed my mother would like listen to music when I was in the womb or something. It was just, I love music probably more than anything in the world. And so when I was 16 years old, I had a turntable. I was into like hip hop music here in the Bronx. It was 1989, 88. And I bought a mixer and I had a turntable and I had a tape player and everything was plugged into the mixer. And there was a record shop on Morris Park Avenue where I live. And then CDs came into play in like 1990 and I started buying CDs. I was stealing them from the Wiz in Bay Plaza. So I bought a CD player and then I had the three things hooked into the mixer. And Radio Shack had like equipment. I had an equalizer, this big long thing with a bunch of different equalizers. So I always knew about like equipment from early on. Then 20 years old, I become an iron worker with my dad in the union, and I'm making buco dollars, big money, probably one of the higher paid trades in New York City. And but that's when the addiction started to start. I started experimenting with drugs, like foolishly, just thinking that I would just try it or something. I didn't do it through my teenage years when my friends did because I was afraid of it. So when I got old enough, well, I decided I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what the hype is all about. That was a big mistake because it started when I was 20 and it did not end. It progressively got worse until 8 years ago. But in the midst of all of that, I'm working. I got this great union job. I was able to buy DJ equipment again. I was going to clubs in New York City. The music was amazing, and I was collecting it. I was able to get it, and I found out who had the music. I made friends with them. I'm still friends with them to this day. Some of them. I lost friends over the music, like solid friendships, because stupid. It's not stupid, but stupid to lose a friendship over. But there's a respect associated with it because you are trusted with it. Not many people have access to it. The good stuff, you know what I mean? Like the exclusive underground. There's a small handful of people that have it. First, it's the DJ, and then whoever's lucky enough to be close to the DJ or close to their friends, the DJ's friends, that they can get it. And so I can say that I have a lot of that from the 90s and 2000. Most of it. That kind of thing doesn't really exist anymore. A little bit. Each DJ now has their own edits and private mixes of whatever they're playing now. But back when I was clubbing in the 90s, it was different. It was a lot different. And so if you had an unreleased mix of something that Danny Tenaglia was playing, you were the man. I'm talking about like thousands of people who go to clubs, and then maybe 5 people have the mix. That was the goal. So I bought DJ equipment in 2004, but my addiction is running rampant, and it was short lived because I wound up selling it for the drugs, and then I got sober in 2008. And then what did I do? I bought DJ equipment. I'm back to work in the union. I'm making big money again, and I'm sober for 2 years. And I bought equipment, but I wasn't ready yet. After 2 years, I relapsed, sold that equipment, back running again on the streets. That was 2010 when that happened, when I sold it. I stayed out in the street. Things got progressively worse until 2016. I was homeless on the streets of New York City. I was sleeping on the subway. I didn't have a place to live, $1 in my pocket. Nobody wanted to be around me. My friends and family were like, my friends were disgusted with me. My family was disgusted with me, but they were scared to death that I was probably going to die the way I was living. They knew I was homeless. They knew I was sleeping on the train. They couldn't bring me in the house. That's how bad it was. And I knew it because I'm living it. But I couldn't get out of it. It's almost like you're in a hole so deep down, and you can see the top of the hole. You can see the light at the top, but you can't reach it. And there's nobody down there to help you up. And you're in this hole, and there's no way you can get out of it. So I got out of it. Somehow, some way, I got out of it. And whatever. I knew that was the last time that I would do that. It got so bad. Like, everybody has a bottom. That was my bottom. Because for 8 years, I've been completely sober. I haven't had a drink or anything. Nor do I want one. Even after Juana died. So here I am again, working back in the union. Everything's back in got a nice apartment, got all my friends and family back in my life. I had this wonderful, amazing woman. We were together for 4 years. I couldn't believe it. My life was set in stone. It was as if God said, here's this wonderful woman. Enjoy for all your hard work and all your efforts. I didn't even believe in God before I met her. And then I started to think that way. And that was in the beginning. And then after 4 years, I feel like somebody's at my door. After 4 years, she passed away. So I don't understand that one. But, one day I will. One day I will. And so fast forward to March last year. I'm devastated. I don't know what I'm going to do. I buy DJ equipment again. And I built this thing here. I built this little studio for myself. And I go from Facebook to Twitch because everybody says you gotta DJ on Twitch. See, Facebook is not the place. And I'm like, all right, I'll go to Twitch. And I went to Twitch, and everybody came, and it was 25 people the first night I remember, and it was so much fun. I was like, wow, this is amazing, and it seemed like promising. But I was like, I don't think I was very good. This is like the beginning. I haven't played like I am now. I haven't been playing nearly as much as I do now. I play every day. I play sometimes 5 hours every day. I play 5 hours a day since I've been out of work for the last 4 months. And what I've done in those last 4 months is I perfected the art of DJing. I'm sorry. I am the last person to ever say that I'm great at something or toot my own whistle or anything. But I know it. I could feel it when I'm playing. People are telling me, "Wow, another level, brother. You're on another level." So, just when that starts to happen, I leave Twitch. I'm almost at the end of my story here. I leave Twitch because Twitch kind of died out. Every time I was going on Twitch, like 3 months ago, I had like one or two people watching. I'm like, weeks are going by and nothing is happening. I'm watching other people on Twitch with like 100 and better people. I made like $100 in 3 months on Twitch. Again, this is not the focus is not money here. It's not. It really isn't. If I was told a long time ago, if you're in this to make money, you better get out of it because that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Not now, anyway. So that's not the point is to get to that, right? But that's later. So I'm building up followers on Twitch, but nobody's watching. So I'm like, damn. I got this YouTube account and it's got 1,500 subscribers. It's just sitting there. I made it in 2006. I started putting tracks on it that we all loved from the club scene. My screen name was Stavybo on AOL back in 2000, and that's what the name of the channel was. I said I can go live on YouTube. There's 1,500 subscribers there. This is 3 months ago. I start doing that. It works. I'm not getting all the people that I did from Twitch to 25 people. Well, they stopped coming because then it was like 2 people. It was just my friend Nicole, who she supports me and follows me no matter what. And I love her so much. She might even be watching now. And whoever would come, whatever. And so I come to YouTube and other people start coming, like from, like, I don't know, you probably on here now. There's only two of you, but it keeps going up and down. It was up to five from all over Argentina, Brazil, Tokyo. One guy, and I see them come back. There's Frank M. He used to go to the factory, Sound Factory, and I've generated a following here a little bit, and it started getting momentum. And I woke up this morning to look at my analytics of my channel, and 3 months later, I had 1,500 when I started. There's 1,844. So that's 344 subscribers in the last 90 days. $7.4 thousand views in 28 days. 573 hours of watch time in the last 28 days. 53 new subscribers in the last 28 days. And we are rocking and rolling finally. And I'm not allowed to play. And as soon as that's happening, I'm not allowed to play. If I play one more time on YouTube, they send me a warning. It's right here. Violation. When you receive this strike, it could be one of two types. Copyright strikes are issued when we remove content because the owner sent us a complete, valid, legal request asking to do so. And the other one is for when you violate community guidelines. My strike was somebody ratted me out. Somebody reported me, said this is my content. You want to know something about that too? Anybody can claim the content, whether it's theirs or not. I could be watching somebody on YouTube, and if I want to, I can say there's a button here you hit, report, and it flags them. Then you gotta ask, YouTube will ask, why are you reporting them? Oh, that's my content. He's using my music he's using my content in his stream. So I could find out who did it and claim it back. I should do that. I don't want to do that. That's bullshit. I live in my truth. If one of you out there did that, that is that's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's dead up jealousy. Damn, if one of you did that, think about that. Especially if it's the person that I think did it. Man. But my mother told me you can't accuse somebody if you don't know they did it. It had to be them. Nobody else was there. Stephen, did you see it with your own eyes? No. Then you can't accuse. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. So I'm not even going to think about that. But yeah, because I didn't violate this time. Usually, when they throw me off every day after a couple hours, it's because I violated the community guidelines. 2 days ago, when I got this warning that said if I do it again, they're going to terminate my channel, that strike came from someone who sent a complete and valid request asking them to do so. It says it right there. So, anyway, to end this long video, 40 minutes, to explain what happened to me and why I can't play here anymore. I can only talk like this, which is fine. I don't mind talking if you don't mind listening. But that's not what we really want to do. I want to play music for you, and you want to hear music, right? I'm sure there's an audience out there who wants to look at me and hear my voice, but that's not what we're doing here. Maybe I will too, because I have a story. I did want to make content regarding addiction and maybe inspire somebody who's out there. Because when I was using and I was on the train, I had like at that time they would give you like these government issued phones to the homeless, and because of technology, they were like touch screen now, and they were smartphones. And I had a smartphone, and I was on YouTube. And most of my day when I was homeless, in between me going to get high or running around trying to get high, was watching YouTube. And one of the things I would look for is how to get off the drugs I was on, because I couldn't get out of it. There's a. I hate to even say this. When someone's when hooked on heroin, there's only one way off of it, and that's there's like it's almost impossible to get off of. First of all, because of the amount of pain you have to endure. When you're flooding your system with opiates and the brain receptors are full of opiates every day, an opiate's job is to kill pain, to go into the brain, shut off the sensor that causes pain, and make it minimize the pain. Where if you abuse that, in the body and prolonged use of it, the brain now has to go back to its natural state. And in order for it to do that, it has to go through a living hell. And not only for one day, not for 3 days, not for a week, but for a solid month, maybe more. It could be up to 90 days, depending on the person and depending on the severity of it. So if I'm doing $200 worth of heroin every day and taking methadone and everything else, real powerful stuff, I have to go through hell to get back to where I am right now. Luck, there was a place that I went to, and this is things that I can talk about in my content, and maybe I could help people who don't know that there are places out there and there are medications that assist with that, and you don't have to go through the hell anymore, because we're in 2024, and I think opiate addiction, it could be a thing of the past. The only thing a person needs to do now is they need addiction is so complex. That's just one side of it. The other side is like how you feel, and like I lost a friend recently, right? So here I am. I'm sober 8 years, and I don't think about getting high anymore. I don't even think about it. I know what'll happen if I do that. I don't want to go back to that hell. I don't want to go back to the being stuck and having to get off of it again and all of that stuff. Right? So I never think about using, but sometimes when something happens to me, like where I don't feel good, the thought might come into my brain. It will come into my brain because if I'm not feeling good, I'm going to look for something that's going to take that away to make me feel better. So if you're just getting clean and you're homeless and you have to build back up and everything, and that looks like it's impossible, it's easy to just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna get high today. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get clean tomorrow. I'll get clean tomorrow. I'll get clean tomorrow. And then months pass. I'll get clean tomorrow. Years to go by. I'll get clean tomorrow." Yeah, so I'm gonna do that because when I was messed up, I was looking online for ways, and I would watch people who were clean and try to get inspiration. I had to get off of that out of that situation. I'm sleeping on the subway. You know, I was in it. I was on the train. I was looking around. I was with the homeless. Eating out of churches in New York City. Wow, that was crazy. Um, and I could be helping somebody. So I'm definitely going to do that. So last night I played on Twitch. I had to go back to Twitch. I tried to notify as many of you as I could to say, "Hey, I'll be on Twitch tonight." Twitch is good because Twitch lets you play. I played for 3.5 hours. I played till I couldn't stand up anymore. And it was a good turnout. There was a solid 10 people, and it would go up and down. I remember seeing 15 at one point, and then back down to 10, and then it went to 8, but then back to 10, and then 12. And it would, um, the good thing about Twitch is you could see who's in the room. It's not just a number. A lot of times on YouTube, see at the number, there'll be like 10 people, but you can't see who they are unless they are in the chat. So a lot of times I knew that the people were there, but they wouldn't be chatting. But I didn't care as long as I knew they were listening and they were enjoying it. If they seen that number stay, that means that they liked it. And I'm just trying to get better, and I'm trying to learn all the ins and outs of this craft of DJing. And one thing about me, when I put my mind to something, I have to do it. I have to get it. I have to find a system, find out which way it works the best, and do it to the best of my ability. I take pride in everything that I do, even when I'm at work, even if I hate it. I'm trying to find the easiest way to do it, the best, most efficient, easiest way. And I have to go back to work because I ran out of money, and I have to go back to work. And I'm not going to have the time like I do now to play. And what I wanted was to gain some traction with this time off, and I did. And then YouTube shuts me down. So I'm back on Twitch. Um, that's all I could say. Last night was the best set I ever played. I uploaded it. So Twitch is cool. It lets you download the video to your computer, and then I uploaded it to YouTube. I'm hoping that YouTube doesn't violate me because they said if I break the violation again, they're going to delete my channel. But so far, since I uploaded it last night, there's a warning, but it's not a strike. So I think I'm okay. If you want to see what I did last night on Twitch, watch the video. There's some points in it where it's muted, but it's only for like a minute, a couple of times in the 3.5 hours. Just fast forward to the muted part. The music I played last night was incredible. It was better than ever. All brand new stuff, all the best stuff I could find that's out there today. No classics. Everything is from a month old and newer and newer. Um, really, really good Afro house. I didn't even like Afro house, and now I'm starting to really the stuff that these guys are making now. Pretty incredible. Yesterday's video already has about yesterday's video on here from when I was talking, saying that I got thrown off. Where is my videos? Oh, 72 views. But that's not when I woke up this morning and I went on my I gained like 5 subscribers yesterday. Yesterday in one day. So it's just like a really, really unfortunate that I can't play when it's starting to move, you know? I even made $4. I made $4. I generated $4 in revenue. That's just fun when you see the little bit of chump change that you made. It's all going to be good. Oh, then and there's also a way to for me to play on YouTube. I think I found out too, because as I research, the more I find out, the more I look, the more I find, the more I learn. I think I can get permission. I think I can get permission because other people play on YouTube, other people's content, and there's a thing called content ID allowed list or something. I have to find out about that. But whatever. If you like my sound and you want to hear me play and you say, "Oh, that guy's really good," and go to Twitch, twitch.tv/Stavybo, and I'll be there playing for as long as I want, as free as I want, with no restrictions and no nothing. All right, and that's it. 1 hour. I got to get moving here. It's nice out. I'm gonna go enjoy the day. Maybe I'll go to the cemetery. I'm waiting to see if they're going to put the headstone for her. She still doesn't have a headstone 2 years later. So we had a long winter. We were waiting for the winter to pass. Alrighty. As always, thank you very much. Peace and blessings to you all. I hope I see you on Twitch until I can figure out how to get back on YouTube. And that's it. Have a nice day. All right. I'll talk to you later. Peace.